Your country 1039 KGRT. Thomas Red and angels don't always have wings. Very true statement. Very true indeed.
Time now for the question of the day.
Yes, it is question of the day time. Our last question for this week. And this comes from a little story I saw about Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise, of course, out promoting Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There's going to be a second part, so keep that in mind. And he said when he was a kid that he was a childhood daredevil. I think he told a story about when he was about 4.5 years old and he had this doll you throw up in the air and the parachute comes down. I think those were lots of fun. But he always thought, what would it be to go ahead and, kind of do that? And he really wanted to be just like that parachute guy. So he remembers taking the sheets off his bed and tie it in a rope, climbed up to the eave on top of his roof and decided he was going to jump off the roof. Don't worry. He ended up being okay, quite obviously, but he did knock the wind out of himself when he hit the ground and said, well, this is very interesting. But suddenly that explains a lot about Tom Cruise and why he does his stunts and what he does and the daredevil that he is today. But that brings us to our question. When you were a kid, were you a childhood daredevil or do you know one? All I know is that, let's be honest, I'm Jax. We did a lot of goofy things when I was a kid. Most of them sometimes involved hills, bikes, ramps, more hills. Honestly, I probably should have died several times when I was a kid. So I don't know if I was being daredevil-like or just not really paying attention to what I was doing for most of the time. But yeah, I would say, okay, if you want to count building ramps, jumping them off the top of hills, taking your big wheel down a very, very, very steep hill, or even just fighting the top of the hill, running up, jumping up just to see how far you could make it down to the bottom. No broken bones, mind you. Although I did once run my bike into a wall. That was fun. That was very interesting. So I guess you could say I was a daredevil, but how about you? Were you a childhood daredevil, or did you know one when you were a kid? Oh, Amy says that was her sister. I can totally see that one. Absolutely. And, Ramona just chimed in online and says her husband and his brother were daredevils when they were young. I can kind of see that one a little bit as well. But like I said, were you the daredevil or did you know one? Go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. As always, you can always just leave a comment like Amy and Ramona did on our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. But go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. Let me see. I just got a text message that says, all I needed to hear was, I bet you won't jump your bike off of that. Houses, tables. Oh, yeah, that was me too. Okay, we are exclusively up on our social media pages right now. So as for the person that sent that text, yeah, on my bike when I was a kid, we would try and jump everything, ride it everywhere, go down the steepest hills. I cracked my ribs once. I guess the only major injury I have ever had from that was going down a hill where my brakes weren't quite working on my bike. And I ended up crashing, cracking my ribs, put an end to my baseball season that year. But, just about everything that involved my bike. Yeah, I guess I was a bit of a daredevil. But you know what? One of the things that I'm seeing here from, I think most everybody that done here is, once again, Gen Xers, we pretty much survived everything right there. But go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. Were you a childhood daredevil or did you know one by chance? Let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on in and around the world these days. I saw the Secret Service has concluded their investigation into the substances found at the White House, and their answer is, we don't know. It was probably left there by somebody. Top-notch investigating. Yep. Also saw that Amazon broke sales record during its 2 Prime days. They sold over 375 million items. That's got probably a lot of cash in there. Let's see. Michael Jordan, Mac Johnson, and Samuel L. Jackson are vacationing with their wives in Italy. They went to an Italian restaurant where the server serenaded them with traditional Italian songs. Oh, that's sweet. Also saw that Universal Studios Hollywood is adding Fast and Furious roller coaster to its theme park. That actually sounds like it'd be a whole lot of fun. And also saw that Cher and NBA star Jimmy Butler recently had a cozy dinner date. Ooh. So let's talk a little bit of food right here, because I think some McDonald's restaurants are adding a $1 bag fee to customers' bills. What? Just take the price of your sodas up again. Let's see. Dunkin' Donuts has decided to start fall early. Oh no. Pumpkin spice donuts, cold brew coffee. Yep, I guess it's just going to happen. It's just going to happen that way. Well, that's what's going on in and around the world. Once again, we are looking answers for our question of the day. And let's see, I just got a text message in, says, I'm still a daredevil on my 60th birthday this year. I want to go skydiving and race and raise a race car. Okay. Yeah. You know what? If I was going to say I was going to be daredevil and there's something that I'd want to do, I'd love to get behind the wheel of a drag car. Yeah, it'd be a whole lot of fun. Let's see. Laverne Carvajal just came in. Says, me and my cousin put beans up our noses and could not get them out because they swell up. That's interesting. Did you know that piñons do the same thing? Don't ask me how I know, but it did get a couple of days in the hospital for me. So yeah, I've seen that. I don't know if it's quite daredevil like or just being a kid, but I share your pain, Laverne. I really do. But what is it? You know, were you a daredevil as a kid? And once again, I'm getting all the answers from the Gen Xers. You know, I think we were, for two reasons. One, we did do a lot of goofy things when we were kids. Two, we pretty much survived anything. I think right now, a daredevil would be drinking out of the hose in the yard just on a dare. Used to survive off that stuff. But go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. Were you a childhood daredevil or did you know one?